What's up, guys? Do you remember this aquarium here? This is the 3-foot bookshelf aquarium where I released over 400 orange Neocaridina shrimp, making it the Neocaridina shrimp tank. So the setup is very simple. However, you guys seem to thoroughly enjoy that build video and you wanted updates because we used a couple of interesting plants here for this minimalist aquascape. Let's take a closer look and show you where we're at now before the big maintenance session. Alright, well, let's start with the key feature of this aquarium, and that is not this giant piece of wood or that mess over there. It's down here. This is Elentine Hydropiper, and you guys were very curious to see if this was going to grow. I think I have a clip of this when I set it up. I'll show you how sparsely planted it was if I can find that clip. And the reason that we had some doubt on whether this was going to grow or not is because the lighting is just some simple under cabinet lighting, very low wattage that I have mounted under the display rack, I guess you would call it here. You guys have seen this rack, right? You know, you remember the rack that I built. Anyway, back to the Elentine. You can see that it is doing fantastic. Very good growth focus. Boy, I tell you what, this camera's got the slowest focus in the world. Anyway, good growth. It is probably my favorite carpeting plant, let's be honest here. It's super low to the ground. I like that. Well, it's growing pretty slow in this aquarium, but if that's its nature, I'm digging it. The reason that slow growth makes me happy is because this aquarium was set up to be a low maintenance kind of aquascape. I have a lot of aquariums to take care of, and I didn't want my shrimp farm to be another burden. But we got some maintenance to take care of here, as you can see. Little shrimp are doing, well, shrimpy things. They're having a good old time. There's a good shot of the girl. Look at that. And this beautiful little shrimp here is sitting on a piece of Hydrocotyle tripartita, or species Japan, and as you can see, well, it's doing tripartita things. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't realize that around the side here, I just planted a couple little sprigs on this side of the aquarium, just in the back here, and it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to kind of bush out and, you know, kind of come around like this area here and just kind of fill in some stuff. Maybe a little bit of fill-in in the back. But the tripartita had a different idea, and it wanted to just kind of grow in and through the anubias. Maybe I can get you a shot here. Let me turn the ISO up. Yeah, there's anubias down there, you can see. And so it wanted to kind of grow through that anubias and not really, well, not behave itself. We need to fix that. Now, if you didn't see this build, you will notice that there's some anubias, I think it's Barteri that's in there. And then we have some Anubias fraseri back here. It's going to focus on the tripartita, isn't it? There it goes. Yeah, some fraseri, I think that's how you say it, fraseri. And then just some kind of Anubias nana down here. So that's all the stuff that's in this aquarium. Just some Anubias, some tripartita. Oh, no, I lied to you. Up here, I did add a piece of Physidens moss. There we go. We finally got a focus. I swear, slowest focus in the industry. Anyway, that thing is going crazy here. Physidens moss is becoming one of my favorites. It's kind of growing out of the top of the aquarium here. So I always got to keep it topped up, and I got to keep it topped up more and more every time because it keeps getting bigger. For floating plants, we got a little frog bit here, and that's really about it for this aquarium. And the only other update really on this aquarium is a little bit of Physidens that I did stick over here on this log, if it'll focus on it. There we go. It's doing good. Physidens grows slower than I thought, which just fits the theme for this aquarium, that's for sure. Now, you may notice kind of a yellowish green tint to the water. The green part of it's from the float glass that we use and the low lighting. The yellowing that you can kind of see there as well, if I turn the ISO up, there we go. The yellowing is the fact that we have a lot of wood in here, and that wood is always leaching just a little bit of tannin. Great for the shrimp, they love it. Not so great for the eyes, but we're going to get some stuff cleaned up here and then drain a little water, do a water change. We got some algae on the walls here. You may be able to see that brown kind of dust diatom style algae on the wall. We've got that to take care of. But let's trim the tripartita. Just notice the Anubias is flowering here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Always amazed me that they will flower underwater. It's like the Anubias doesn't know it's submerged. It just thinks it's out in the air and is trying to pollinize. Pretty crazy. Wonder if it can pollinate itself in the water. Some plant expert chime in. Can Anubias repollinate? What is it? Procreate? Can it breed underwater? Or is that little flower all for naught. So that's your update on this aquarium. If that's really all you were waiting for or wanted to see, I know it took a long time to get this video out, but I had nothing to update you with because it was growing so slow. Low light, you know, I don't feed the tank real heavy because it's just a bunch of shrimp. And good filtration, it didn't need anything. We didn't have any crazy algae outbreaks or anything like that to really warrant a video. So if that's all you wanted to see, there you go. If you want to see a little snippy snip, then hang on, because we're about to trim some tripartita. All right, pretty simple stuff here. All I want to do is just get in here and trim kind of these little runners that are just out in front. You can see it's wrapping around the wood here, and just not really where I want this tripartita to go. Now what I'm going to do here, instead of just pick all this out and throw it away, is I'm just going to go to the back here, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it down amongst itself and just kind of, I don't know, jam it back together and train it that it has to go that way. Look at this one here is like stuck on the wood. All right, I think we might have a different type of maintenance here. I'm not even sure I'm going to snip much of this. I'm just going to kind of grab a hold of it here, pull the runners away from the front of the aquarium. See, look at that. Just kind of like a piece of rope. And then I'm just going to take it and get it out of the anubias here, kind of pull it up from the anubias leaves. Can you see all of that? Just kind of pull it up out of the anubias here. Yeah, we didn't need to cut anything. Saving tripartita, one string at a time. I'm just going to kind of fold it back and jam it back into that corner there. Take it off from around this beautiful piece of Physidens moss. Man, that thing looks good. Kind of pull it out from this area here. It's got its roots down into the wood in this area. There we go. And we'll fold it, and just, it has attached to the wood. I can feel little roots attached to the wood here, but we're going to pull the anubias out from the tripartita that's anchored. Let the tripartita stay anchored, and just kind of maybe retrain it. The outflow is right here. Ooh, that's bright, isn't it? Still trying to learn all this manual camera stuff here, guys, to get you a better image. Anyway, you can see the outflow is right here. And so it kind of blows the tripartita around this area. And, well, that's part of the reason why it grows the way it grows. The water flow is kind of helping it out. Oh, I lost a piece of Physidens. It's okay, we'll take this, we'll put it somewhere else in another scape. Just want to get this piece out of here. This one I might have to pull and actually break the plant here. Yeah, it's kind of tucked in there pretty good. We'll go ahead and pull this one out. A little trim on the plant may stimulate it to bush up a little bit more. Tripartita doesn't really bush up. Now, MD Fish Tanks is famous for having a giant tripartita bush in his rainbow fish aquarium. And I don't know how the heck he got it to bush up like that. Mine just kind of runs in these long stringers here. Look at how long that thing is. Trying to go to the other side of the aquarium. But maybe because he trimmed his, it bushed up. So we'll try that. We'll give it a little bit of a snip. And moving down here to the front, we're going to give this one, pull it out from this anubias. It looks really cool and natural as it is woven itself from the back to the front here. But I don't really want it there. I want to be able to see the anubias. It's one of my favorite plants. So I'm going to just get this little stringer out from here. Boy, it's hanging on there. There we go. Much better. Now you may be thinking, oh, don't throw all of that tripartita away. You could use that in another scape. Well, don't you worry, because right over here, we've got no shortage of hydrocotyl tripartita. This kind of immersed growth is really what that tripartita likes. And we got plenty to farm from if we need it. It's even growing down in the water and stringing along there. This is the shallow tank. So it's a little waterfall here. I guess you guys are getting an update on that. Little floating plant in the corner. Nice little waterfall aquarium. Beautiful piece of weeping moss that's growing there. We've got some, what is this? Cardinal plant that is in immersed style. I actually like this plant better immersed. Kind of some nice purpley leaves. Different kind of leaf shape. Anyway, we're getting off track here. The point is, I've got tripartita for days, so don't worry about that. Well, that went better than expected, guys. I thought I was going to have to do a lot of trimming, but turns out, just shove it back in the corner. Kind of like you do with your clothes when your mom tells you to clean your room. Just hide it in the corner. Anyway, we got to do a little water change on this. Camera really picks up the green in that glass. I'm not going to adjust the settings because it's pretty close to what I see. It's kind of green with this light. Now I could put a brighter light on this thing like I did on the aquarium above. By mistake, I found out brighter light takes away the float glass appearance, makes the water look clearer even though it is tanned a little bit. Makes the aquarium look fantastic, and you can really increase the brightness and then change the camera settings and make it look crystal clear. But that's not what this channel is about. My channel is about making sure that you guys see exactly what goes on in my fish room so that maybe when you see the same thing, you don't feel alone. I could make it look a lot prettier and get more comments and wow, you're so great, but that's not what I want to do. I want to show you guys the real deal. All right, let's wipe the glass down here because we do have that diatom kind of dusty algae stuff on there. Get my little scrubber, scrub that, maybe even scrub the rock a little bit here, and then we'll do a water change. I always go and start these glass scrubbing sessions before taking any water out. And then, you know, you get your arm all the way in there. It increases the volume inside the aquarium and you end up spilling water all over the place. And if you haven't noticed, I have carpet in this room. I know I'm smart, right? But we try to avoid as much water spillage as possible. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to do this in real time because I want you to see the, thank you, wifey, for the text message in the middle of my video. You just can go ahead and leave that in there. But I want to show you guys real time kind of how long it takes to scrub down a 3-foot aquarium. What I have is a little, I don't know what you call this, like just a little kitchen scrubber that I've used only for aquariums. And we just kind of go in here. It's a good little scrubbing tool. But I'm just going to go in here, scrub off this back wall using kind of a medium pressure. All right, got the back wall scraped. Now, being a shrimp tank, some people will say, don't scrape all the algae off. The shrimp, they eat that. Well, that is true, but I do feed this tank. Don't you worry. They get plenty of food. And if I was a shrimp, there we go again, thank you. Real life, guys, sometimes people are trying to message you. You notice I'm not answering. I'm making a YouTube video. All right, what was I saying? Oh. If I was a shrimp, I would probably want to eat the food that is provided to me rather than algae because I'm sure the shrimp pellets taste a lot better. All right, now for the easy part. That's the front of the glass. Just kind of come in here, give it a good scrape. Maybe you can see now how good this little scrubber does. Let me zoom in on the sponge. See all the little brown diatoms on there? Scrubbing away here. Oh, I got stuck. When I designed these racks, I didn't do myself any favor by barely giving myself enough room to get my arm in here. You got to get your elbow in under the rack first, or it feels like you're going to break your arm. If you haven't skipped ahead in the video yet for this boring glass scrubbing, then you are a true dedicated viewer of the channel. But I bet you're not subscribed, because when I check my analytics, it tells me that a whopping 94% of you are not subscribed. I'd appreciate it if you did subscribe. You don't have to do the notification bell or any of that kind of stuff because I don't care if you want to be notified or not. But it does help the algorithm and it helps the videos get pushed out a little bit further. And you all know that we get paid by YouTube for the ad revenue, and that's what helps us buy new aquariums and order plants and do experiments like what's coming up soon on the channel. Help the analytics. Click the old subscribe button. All right, I did my YouTuber job there, asking for the subs. All right, does that look any better on camera? I don't know, you probably can't tell. I can tell there's not as much little brown dust around there. Maybe you can see the glass a little cleaner. The back white wall's a little cleaner. Camera really loves to pick up that green tint. It's amazing to me. Anyway, let's do a water change. You don't need to see that. Pretty simple stuff. Water out, water back in. And then we'll get some final shots here and show you some cute shrimp. All right, we got the water change all completed here. I don't know how well it comes in on camera, but it's about 50% clearer. It's much better than before. I don't do many water changes on this aquarium for obvious reasons. It's a shrimp tank. You just kind of don't want to mess with it. In fact, if you want the best breeding ever on your Neocaridina shrimp, just let them be, right? I mean, check for high nitrate and stuff like that, but other than that, just let it be. And the shrimp, they just adapt and they love it. So, aquarium maintenance done, update done. Let's go ahead and get you some cinematic shots of the aquarium. Any questions, drop them in the comment. And until next time, Happy shrimp keeping. We'll see you on the next video.